Associates. Woo! All right, again, my name is Elizabeth Martin. I am the CEO for Living Resources, an OPWP provider right here in Albany. And as a nonprofit provider, I really wanted to kind of speak in particular about the importance of making sure that the state invests in the entire system ongoing, not just a one-time investment, not just an investment in a particular aspect of what we do, but in the entire system. I think I'm preaching to the choir when I say that our service system is not well. It has been sick for years. Why? Because our state has been financially starving it for years. Starving it. When Hochul first came in as governor, we had a shining ray of hope for that 1 year. Her first budget was the first time in a decade that we actually had an increase in our rate that matched what the inflation rate was going to be. It wasn't supposed to be a one-time investment. It was supposed to be the first time in a decade of reversing that starvation that was happening. But then she stopped investing. And I think she's here. Governor, why did you stop investing? She didn't hear us. She did not. So every single year since then, we have been begging and pleading and fighting just to get crumbs, financial crumbs. That doesn't reverse the starving. And I can tell you that we have been working as hard as we can to try taking those crumbs and directing it towards our direct care workforce, because they are the heart of what we do, right? Yeah. They are the heart of what we do. But do you know what happens? Because there's just crumbs, and it's not even enough to bring everybody up into living wage. We end up starving, further starving, every other part of our operation. You know, when I meet new hires at Living Resources, I like to talk to them about how our organization, our system, is like a human body, okay? Our DSPs is the heart of everything we do, right? That vital organ. Gotta be healthy, gotta be strong, gotta be pumping in order to make the body healthy, right? Yes. But guess what? You can have the healthiest freaking heart in the world. I do not swear. But if your liver is sick, if your kidneys are sick, if your intestines don't work, guess what? The system is unhealthy. And eventually, the heart becomes unhealthy because we are starving everything else in our system. So one of the things I just want to talk about how we have been starving other parts of our system and how we're trying to make changes to it. But you know something? Guess what that means? It costs money to do that. So earlier this year, I'll fully admit, we had to get more investigators because we had to meet compliance requirements that the state had on us regarding incidents, quality. We needed to do that. But you know something? That costs money. We saw our vehicle maintenance costs explode. We were having unsafe vehicles starting to happen. We need to have transportation in order to help people with disabilities stay engaged in the communities. The cost of vehicles over the last few years has gone up by as much as 24%. So guess what? It costs money to do that, right? Yeah. Yes. You want to know something? In addition to good wages for staff, guess what also reduces turnover and improves their performance? Benefits? Yes, absolutely. Also training. Training, employee supports, leadership development for our frontline staff so they can work and motivate our staff and help ensure performance, help ensure that they're doing what they're needing to do. Guess what? That costs money. We also have aging infrastructure. We have aging homes. They're inaccessible. They aren't energy efficient. It becomes very strenuous on our staff because of that, and also it makes it difficult for people with disabilities to navigate those homes. I'd love to replace them. I'd love to renovate them. I would love to do all this stuff, but guess what? It costs money. So a lot of times we just end up doing repairs that are emergency emergency type repairs. We're not doing what we can for everyone because of that. We need investments. Oh, and one last thing. We also have auto insurance.
Yeah.
We have general liability insurance.
Yeah.
We have those benefits, health insurance.
Yeah.
I can tell you the premiums over the last few years, some of that has gone up by 20% or more.
Yeah.
40, holy cow, 46%.
Go ahead.
Guess what? It costs money. Governor Hochul, we need you to invest in us. We need you to invest in me, invest in us. We cannot wait for that 7.8. That is the biggest thing that we need. And it can't be just a one-time. Has to be ongoing. Has to be regular adjustments in our rate to help us keep up with inflation.
Yes.
So that's the important thing that I wanted to talk about. Invest in us.